How awful is it to feel that you're being judged? To know that your personal appearance is under attack, nitpicked, possibly haltering aspirations? People should not have to worry that old or new tattoos could possibly negatively affect their job seeking or professional progression. We are people that love self expression, the ability to create stories, to share memories. And for some, it could be writing or singing, but for a growing population, it's in the form of art on our bodies. And no one should have to worry that their career or aspirations could be negatively affected by others' personal preferences or misconceptions. I am someone that has tattoos, and I grew up hearing A, that tattoos were disgusting, stupid things. B, if I was ever dumb enough to get one, I better make sure it's covered up, no one can see, or else I'll never be able to get a respectable job. The idea that you can lose out on opportunities because of harmless self-expression on your own body is undoubtedly asinine. But misconceptions of those with tattoos, work ethics, and characteristics is unfounded, and we owe it to ourselves to stop this prejudice. Now, I know what you may be thinking. With how many people already have tattoos, can this still really be an issue? And it's true. Studies have shown that 40% of people ages 18 to 34 already have at least one tattoo. So how can this still be a problem? Well, the issue is that there's still many fields where having a tattoo can present a problem with job seeking, but especially in promotion in that field. For example, healthcare. They have very many strict policies and regulations regarding visible tattoos. There are some places that will have a survey with an application even asking if you have a tattoo or piercing, and that disqualifies you. Now there's many more that will just stay in the dress code that they have to be covered up with makeup, bandages, or sleeves. It's not going to kill you to have a sleeve or makeup on all the time, even though it's hot, uncomfortable, or expensive. But it can be seen as kind of a decrease in wanting to go in that job, possibly, if that's something you have to worry about, or if you have to eventually go to a different location, there's a possibility you can't even get a job there. Now, the workforce of healthcare is not the only one you'll see it. You'll see it in the police field, lawyers. It's seen as unprofessional. They want you to cover it up. It can even be seen as intimidating to civilians, apparently, if you have it. And how often have you seen government officials with it as well? Again, not the kind of face they want to put forward. On March 9th, 2020, Van Ton Quinlivan, the CEO of Futuro Health, wrote in the Center for Health Journalism that in California alone, there's an expected demand of 450,000 new allied health workers that are going to be needed. That was before COVID hit us very hard. Now, with the idea that it's going to be hard to get a job, and even more so the possibility you can't even progress, during my research, it was conveyed multiple times that the idea of having a tattoo severely hindered your possibility of climbing that metaphorical ladder. With the possibility of not being able to even progress in your job, would you want to enter a workforce? With unemployment as high as it is now, and with this kind of discrimination still present, keeping it possibly there, we need to find out why. Now, tattoos have been around for such a long time in our history. In Egypt, it's for decorative or medicinal purposes. In Samoa, it's seen to celebrate their culture. And in ancient China, they actually tattooed on criminals' faces just to warn society that they weren't to be trusted. And in the United States, it's yo-yoed between positive and negative feelings and ideas towards it. From simple, beautiful pictures, symbolism for that each individual person, to they got a tattoo while they were in prison or they're associated to a gang. It's the stigmas of the person being rebellious, irresponsible, unprofessional, and often associated with criminal activity that progress the stigma. On March 17th, 2021, Michael Tannenbaum, A web curator for the Philly Voice was writing an article about Pennsylvania Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman, who is actually campaigning for a U.S. Senate seat in 2022. He wrote, "At 6'9" tall and with tattoos on both of his arms, he's not the sort you would expect to have a master's degree from Harvard and be running for a U.S. Senate seat in 2022. Most of us know someone that has a tattoo. Are they an irresponsible, lazy criminal that is unable to keep a good job? There's obvious prejudice towards those with tattoos still. We need to stop being part of the problem and start working towards a solution. We need to stop jumping to conclusions and basing decisions off those conclusions that hinder qualified candidates from getting the job or limit their progression. We are all in a position where we can research, we can learn, we can ask people about their work ethic, look into their history, and base our decisions off of those qualities, the ones that actually matter. We know the problem, we've heard the causes, we know the right steps to take towards a solution. We cannot deny that those tattoos are still discriminated against, that it's caused by stigmas, closed-mindedness, and our part we take in it. We need to start working towards making the right kind of judgments about candidates and the actual qualities that will make them a good employee. We need to make sure our jobs are not affected by the fact that someone has a tattoo, but by the quality of work they put into it. We must stop judging each other based on stigmas, based off personal appearances of fear. There's only so much that we can fully apprehend about someone by sight alone. People need to realize a good candidate, a good employee is based off of their work ethic, their quality of care, the person that they are, that you can figure out. No one's value should be based on appearances.